So, Tina, we spoke earlier about father wound, and I'm very excited again to talk about the other side of it, which is the mother wound. So, how does the mother wound look like?
You know, this reminds me of a metaphor that I like to tell in the seminars. So you want to talk about the other side of the coin,
Mm.
right? And you know, when we have a wound, what is on the other side of the coin is always longing for love. We think there's anger or whatever. No, beneath all of that will be the longing for love.
Love and
So
attention.
the intention,
Attention, love, attention, care,
yeah,
all of these needs,
love
right?
and connection. Yeah.
Connection, yeah.
So yeah, the mother wound is exactly that because this is the human being who carried you for so many months. So you got attuned to her body temperature, to her body sound, to her heart sound. Imagine 9 months in somebody else's body, her rhythm of life. And unfortunately, if she went through stress and trauma or pain or worries during the pregnancy, your nervous system also absorbed that. So when we talk about the mother wound, it's very interesting. It's not just, oh, I'm angry with my mom, but it's also when you absorb for your mom or when you became kind of her caregiver or her protector. That also is a wound because it means you cannot be the child. You're stepping into parentification. You're stepping into trying to save your mom. That also is a mother wound. We often misunderstand that mother wound only means she wasn't emotionally available, so I'm angry. So yeah, let's talk about the other side of the coin.
Hmm. Where does that come from? The idea of I see my mother suffering or suffered in her entire life, and then I feel like, again, I think we spoke about this briefly before, yet I want to dive deeper into it. When I know deep down my mother suffered around her life, and then I want to not to be a burden.
Mm.
That's the intention behind it. Like, khalas, she went through what she went, she cannot. So it's not coming from an intention of I want to be bigger than her, though it might be deep down that it's because I want to be bigger.
I think it never comes out of the intention. This is unconscious. You don't
Mm.
realize that you're making yourself bigger. You always, if you're even in this state that you feel I'm bigger, I'm superior, it's because you feel I want to protect her. Yes, so many of our mothers had a very harsh life. So we got better education, we got better chances to voice ourselves. Maybe we, because she was protective, we are more courageous. So we start stepping up from her. And usually, often that happens stepping up for her facing our father. So we are stepping into that relationship, which never is healthy. Because as a child, that's not our place to be. Ideally, we leave the relationship between our parents with them. They choose each other. Sometimes we forget that. So you see the suffering of your mom and you feel, I have to protect her. I have no other choice. And I don't want to be a burden to her. So I become the very good student. Become the one who always is A grade in class, the one that nobody complains about, the one who can manage things. So you start taking on tasks early on. So you ultimately become very hyper independent. But it is a challenge because then later in life you will have a massive problem finding a partner because you will always feel like you are the giver. Giving is easy, but taking is so difficult. You will develop this notion of, no, 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 I don't want to take because then I owe you something. So you will always stay in this, I'm a giver, I love to give, but it's hard to receive. And you know what? That's a very lonely route to go because you will become hyper independent. Yes, you will think you don't need anybody, but then you end up alone. And in some moments, you will feel like, yeah, it's not enough that I'm sitting here with my 6 cats.
Yeah. And speaking of, so the symptom is or might be not having a partner or having challenges in relationship as well.
Big time.
Yeah.
Because when you find a partner finally and you think, wow, this guy is amazing, he can give me the love I need, you know, what you really unconsciously think is, oh, I have found my perfect mommy, unfortunately. So you will expect from him what? Unconditional love. And no man can give you unconditional love. We have to get used to the fact that our love is always bound to a certain condition. For example, loyalty. I like to say I love you unconditionally, but then that means if I cheat, are you okay with that? The answer is no, right? So we have to admit that I have certain conditions, I have certain needs. And yes, I know that I'm in charge of meeting my own needs, but that's because I'm aware. Most people are not. So I feel you should meet my needs. It's a shock to me when I say, no, nobody can meet your needs, only you can. And then you find a partner who is aware as well. So you together create a beautiful life. However, nobody outside of you is responsible for your inside emotions. It's always you. And that's very difficult, especially if we didn't have a mom who took care of us or who wasn't emotionally available. We will develop unhealthy attachment styles. So sometimes our entire happiness depends on the guy, on the person, on the partner. Or as a man, if I'm looking for the perfect mother, I will want you to put out my clothes, make sure you make my food, take care of me. But the take care of me is a child speaking. We have to be aware of that. So nobody can give you what your mom gave you. So it's very good. Just try out at home, look at your partner and tell him, I'm not your mother, and see the reaction. If there's a triggered reaction, like, what do you mean? Then you know that you put your finger into the wound. And maybe even try with yourself. Visualize your partner in front of you and tell him, you're not my mom. And see how it feels in your body.
And it's very interesting what you said, because I come from the Arabic region, and the society always says that women has to take care of men.
Yeah, I feel it's a bit misunderstood.
Yeah.
So no, we are a partnership. We are equals. We want to create life together. You also need to equally take care of me, if you would like to say it like that. But yes, I'm not your mom. So try to watch out for those pitfalls where you behave like a mother instead of like a wife. Because if you do that on the long run, you lose the romance, you lose the passion. Because in the end, in reality, nobody really wants to be married to his wife. Nobody wants to be married to his mom. And you will notice if you put the clothes out for me, you made my sandwich, you ask me if I ate, that's more mother behavior than partner behavior.
And when the woman is acting like a mother
To
to
the partner,
to the partner, that comes from mother wound.
that happens most of the time, again, out of this parentification. And often if you ask women like this, how many children you have, they will joke. They will say 4, 3 and my husband. How many times do we hear that? But actually it's not a joke. It's really, that's her life. She feels she has 4 kids to take care of while there's 3 kids and a husband. So yes, step out of it. Tell him you need him to man up. But again, if he had a challenging relationship to his father, it's difficult for him to know how to behave as a man. What is a healthy masculine? Where do I draw the line? We have a lot of these dynamics where people grow up as mama boys. You know, my mom takes care of me. She's so nurturing. She tells me I'm a prince. Everything is done for me. And then on top of that, I'm also told that your wife should continue this. No, I am not your mother. That's very important. I can give you things your mom cannot give you, and I cannot give you the things that your mom can give you, and I never will be.
Yeah, I think that's a need no one will ever be able to fill.
No, so we have to realize that.
Yeah.
And the expectation needs to go.
Yes.
A lot of people think I should expect that from my partner. No, absolutely not.
What is the thin line? Because you just said that the mommy boy. What is the thin line between a healthy relationship between a mother and her son and the wounded relationship between a mother and a son?
So the relationship always should be extremely loving. So please don't misunderstand that mama's boy means she loved me too much. No. But she also created moments of independence. She let you go alone with dad without pretending he cannot do it. You know, all this suggestion that your father alone cannot do it gives you the opinion. You absorb that, like we talked about. You copy, right? So you will think, yeah, daddy cannot do it. Daddy cannot manage it. It's never good enough what daddy does. Or even worse, if she shares with him the issues she has with father. Your father didn't do this. Your father wasn't nice. You know, you're like your father when you behave like that. So that the boy starts learning it's not good to be like the man. So let me stay in my irresponsibility, because when I'm irresponsible, I'm a child. And the more I'm a child and the more she can care for me and I need her, the happier she seems. So I will stay stuck in this needy feeling, and then I will also do that to my wife. I need you. Without you, I can't do it. That's not really true, even though they don't voice it. But on these small things, they will project it on you. So what's very important is please be available, please be loving, and let go of the symbiotic bond. You have to let him take time with healthy masculine and not hyper control. Don't be a helicopter. Like, did you take the diapers? Did you trust him? If you forgot the diapers, he'll make him pee in the bushes. Just let go. But when we cannot let go, we keep that child in the symbiotic bond, then it becomes a mama's boy. So in Constellation, we know about the rite of passage. When the boy turns about 8 years old, he moves to his father's side, and now he will start absorbing all the healthy masculine traits. And, you know, how do I take my space in the world? How do men behave? How do men show emotions? All of that. And that only happens if you let go. You have to let go. So your son moves in this beautiful rite of passage to the father, and he never comes back because he's a man. For your daughter, it also happens around the same age. She moves into the masculine energy, so you allow her to absorb from a healthy man. She sees what a healthy man looks like. And then she comes back to you as a woman when puberty starts. So she will be with you. And if we let that go, if we trust, we create healthy humans. If not, we block them. So we have to understand whatever you do, you will allow them and set them up for a successful life or for not a successful life. Attracting partners who are not available, and that's very painful. Do you really want to do that? Or are you trusting now that they will be taken care of? And even if it's like a lot of women tell me, but the father is very irresponsible, I'm sure it's going to be okay. Just give it a shot so that they can feel it's okay to be like my father. And these are very good healing lines. Now, a lot of people say, what do I do if the dad is just not there? What if I'm a single mom? If you're a single mom, find another very healthy masculine, maybe your brother, the uncle, or whatever you can find in the family where they can spend time with him. So they see like, wow, this is a cool man. And tell them good things about that. Tell them that dad was good building things, just like you. Dad used to like Lego, like you. So draw that comparison that it's okay to be like him. And that's very important. And likewise, if the mom is not available, if the mom is not there, that mention how you look like mom, how you behave like mom. So show that it's something positive to be like mom, so I don't have to reject my femininity.
Amazing. I had one guy asking me this question earlier, and I know that he doesn't have a really healthy relationship with the mother, a huge rejection towards his mother. And he was asking me, why do I keep on attracting wounded women with so many relationship issues, women that, like he was telling me, I need that unhealthy relationship. It gives him, I think, some sort of significance, or I don't know, maybe I'm just hallucinating or assuming here. But yeah, is that a symptom of mother wound?
Yes. Why is it? Because he did not learn what healthy love from a mom is. Where the only unconditional love I think we will experience in life is from our children and from our parents. At some point, when we grow out of it, they will get a bit angry. And sometimes the love is less unconditional than it could be. But when you were a little baby, they just love you regardless. So let's say you grow up with a challenge with mom. So you don't know what pure love is. You don't know what free love is. You don't know how it feels. So you will mistake passion for love. You will mistake chemistry for love. But when you meet the right person, you will not feel this, wow, head over heels. I'm so scared and so excited at the same time. You will feel safe. It's very different. So he attracts the one with wounds because it's trauma bonding. I have a deep wound. You have a deep wound. Together, we're a perfect match. We attract our triggers because triggers, in the end of the day, are the biggest gift we get in life. It shows us where we are not free yet, where we are not whole yet, so we can work on it. Most of us misunderstand it, though. It's my trigger, so it's your fault. You did this. But I took this example out that I love a lot. If I touch your arm, if I squeeze it, nothing happens, right? But if I push your hematoma, if I push a blue dot you have, how painful is that?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, so do you see the difference? That's a trigger. If I push the already bruised skin, that pains. But if I just touch healthy skin, there's no problem. So it is not me who's hurting you. It's old pain that awakens. So yes, you are as a man attracted to women who have issues if you actually don't know what love is. So you're seeking that excitement because you think that's love. It's not.
That's the love that person is used to. Hence,
unpredictable love. When mom was sometimes
Yes.
there and not there. So I have an insecure attachment style. Sometimes she's there and I get amazing love, then she's gone.
or if she's too dramatic, they can attract also too dramatic kind of a relationship.
Usually when it's too dramatic, they don't like it. They will go for the safe one.
Okay.
So they try to go away from what they really did not enjoy. But when you had love that was available and not available, so you had to do something for it, I had to be worthy of that love. So if I did something good, I get mama's love, then I'll be chasing for that. I'll be striving for it, unconsciously, of course. And then, these women are also wounded, so they withdraw it randomly, not because of what you're actually doing, but because of my wound. And I don't understand it. So now I think, okay, I have to chase her. Now she ran away. What do I do? It's the same pattern if you look back. how unpredictable was the love of your parent, how unpredictable was the love of your major caregiver. And that will form your attachment style in life.
Yeah. And the absence, obviously.
Now, let's say if there's an extreme absence, it can happen that the child at some point decides, I don't need her love. I don't need this. So there will be those in life who are like, I don't need anybody. I don't need a partner. I don't need you. I will not wait for you. Before you leave me, I leave you. If I have the little hint that you might leave me, I'm running. So that also is a challenge, because actually it's coming out of the unhealthy attachment style you had to your mama, to your major caregiver. And that forms your entire life. Again, the moment you get aware, you can change it. You can understand that, oh, okay, let me experience healthy love. Let me do things a bit differently than usual. Let me work with the inner child who's still somewhere down there, feels abandoned, and wants nothing more than to be seen, which is again why I love when as a man, when you say, wow, that's amazing. Those verbal affirmations, some of them strive a lot with it. It's because they had lack of that when they were little.
Yeah.
So everything is formed in those first 7 years.
Definitely. And speaking again of mother wound, what other symptoms other than relationships we can see it? Like, I heard also abundance. I heard also not even abundance, rejection. And there is something very interesting I recently heard, is that how do we form the relationship with self, or how do we like evaluate the relationship with self, is the same relationship I had with my mother, and the relationship with the external world is the relationship I had with my father. And it was very insightful for me, because I started to see patterns even deeper. So going back to my original question about how does it show in terms of abundance, how does it show in terms of acceptance. Yeah.
Yeah, so in Constellation, we learn that the channel to abundance is your mom. And that's because life came to you through her. So you were in her body, you were in her womb, and then you were born. You have to understand that the cells of your mom will be in your brain your life long. So imagine you want to run away from that. That means you're running away from abundance, you're running away from life. So when you look at somebody and you feel they are glowing, you know that they have the mom in the heart, because they have said yes to life. And sometimes we say, what, why? I'm saying yes to life, but you're always grumpy. So you're not really saying yes to life. You're complaining and you're not satisfied. So a big sign of the mother wound is if you struggle to feel happy at work, if you cannot love your job. Only people who have the mother in the heart can actually love their job. And this is such a painful realization for many.
Yeah.
They're like, how can you say that? It's true. Ask yourself. Look at the people who love their job. Ask them, how is your mom? They'll be like, she's amazing. She's my biggest cheerleader. She always is there to hold me, I love to see these reels on Instagram where people say like, oh, I'm scared, I'm alone. Like, you cannot do that. And then they show themselves saying, I can do it. I have the fiercest mom. She'll come for me wherever I am. If I'm in Africa wounded, she's going to jump on the next plane, because she is your lioness. Do you have that relation with her or not? If not, I'm very sorry for you, but it will have a lot of symptoms in your life, and you can work on it. If she's not available here, at least accept the inner mother. So the voice in your head that you always hear, for many it's nagging, for some it's a cheerleader. It's your mother's voice. Because I had a very beautiful relationship to my mom. I have an inner cheerleader. So I cannot relate to this. And when people tell me they hear the voice saying, no, not like this, you're not good enough, why are you doing that? Whatever I do, I hear a voice saying, fantastic, amazing. When I feel guilty that I eat a piece of cake, the voice says, no, 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 no. You could have eaten the whole cake. You only had one piece. Amazing. So we can work on that. We can install the inner cheerleader instead of the inner critic and let go of that. So mom is the channel to abundance. Mom is channel to health. How is your body health? You are 50% mom, 50% dad. A lot of diseases you have fallen out of ease come from being stuck in anger, in grudges, in resentment, because you store that. You store it in your liver, you store it in your kidney. You know what we say? We say when you have kidney issues is, which tears did you not cry? Which tears did you suppress? Because your kidney holds all the tears you never cried. So it's time to let that go. So health always also comes or is a mirror to your mom relationship. But the biggest one is usually abundance. What means abundance? Abundance has so many forms: abundance in time, abundance in love, abundance in friendship,
Opportunities.
opportunities, support, gifts. Can you receive? You know that you should be as good in receiving as in giving, because that shows that you have finally come into a balance of your masculine and your feminine. The feminine, which is ready to receive and adjust, and the masculine that likes to give, that likes to take center stage. But only the balance is healthy. So, yes, go for a while into one of the extremes, explore, and come back to the balance by actively working on self love. Self love can only happen when you really take mom and dad into the heart. Even if you feel they weren't the best of parents, can you say yes to them? Yes, I say yes to you exactly as you are. I took life from you and I leave the rest with you. This is so important in constellation. We have to understand that I will say, I take life from you and all the rest I leave with you. Your limiting beliefs, your blockages, I leave that with you. With all my love, I bow to you, I leave it with you. Thank you for giving me life. But I'm ready to do this now by my own. It's a solo show for now. So if you step into that power of loving them, despite what the experience was like till now, you empower yourself. So you have to understand that's the biggest act of self-love you can do.
True. One of my favorite series
Mhm.
is Another Self that
Yeah.
shows case family constellation, basically. It's where I got to learn more about the modality before exploring it
It
with
is
you.
amazing.
Speaking of the main character, Ada, we all noticed that she had relationshiping issues. And we saw that with her first partner, then second partner, and then the mother appeared. And then once she processed that, the old relationships kind of like got away of the picture. And then she attracted the third partner, right, in season 3. Yet there was a scene where she fell into the trap again.
Of course we will.
This is where this question is taking you. Awareness is there, and yet there is that. Is it like layers? Until when we're going there? Yeah, I'd like to hear more from you.
See, life is a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
And we are going layer by layer, and we should enjoy it because it's kind of a journey back to myself. So, yes, why did Ada in Another Self fall into that trap again? It's because it's her coping mechanism. Before you leave me, I leave you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you look back at the mother relationship, you saw that all her life long she was rejecting the mom. She got to understand later why mom was traumatized and wasn't emotionally available. So she could understand her mom better. But most of her life, she rejected her mother. So she always attracted men that also give her that unsteady love, that I cannot trust you. She thought she can't trust her mom. And then later she only found out that actually she couldn't trust her dad. Her dad had another wife and it was a secret, and mom found out. So mom was very angry at some point. So he had a double life, and unconsciously the wife will always know. So you need to understand that if you have a gut feeling and it tells you something is wrong, something is wrong. Don't let yourself be gaslit when people say, no, everything is fine, it's in your head. The moment you have an intuition, that's the power of a woman. There is something that you need to look deeper into. So why do we fall into the trap again? It's life. So just have fun with it. Just, say, wow, I can't believe that. I'm again in this pain. I'm again seeing this. But what will happen with awareness is you come out of it much faster. See, she went into the rejection. She left him because she felt he wasn't honest, her old wound. But then quickly she realized that she is responding from a trauma response. So she went back.
Yeah.
So yes, have awareness. It's okay to make mistakes. Say sorry. Enjoy life. Feel the good emotions. Feel the bad emotions. But enjoy. You can take life in for the price it cost your mom and the price it costs you. And just say yes to it and enjoy it from here onwards. No matter how horrific the experiences might have been, we made it. We are here,
Yeah. And I think letting go of the expectations of when I do self work and healing, how my life will look back after or look like after. Because I noticed this pattern with people that, I go do a group constellation, then my life is sorted. Then for
No.
me, it wasn't the case. It was like a journey. And yet I had results that changed massively.
Yeah.
And I still go through, experience. Like I joke about it a lot, and I say, life is happening. I'm meeting people. So yeah, I think letting go of the expectation is very important.
Yeah, to the attachment of the outcome.
Yes.
Follow your excitement to the best of your ability for as good as you can without attachment to the outcome. That's what life is. Enjoy the ride. It will be turbulent, but that's why we are here. I feel we all have come to this beautiful planet to have these experiences, good and bad. And if you stop resisting, so there's a big law of non resistance, that's when a lot of more good stuff can come in. So stop resisting your parents, stop resisting life, stop resisting the situation. Yeah, let's say you don't like it right now. Agree, say, like, it's a shitty situation. And I accept. I'm here right now. Let me make the best of it. Let me see what I can learn from it. And then you will see immediately something swaps, immediately something flips. The universe is just a big miracle. You are a miracle. You are a miracle. Let's enjoy this.
Have I don't know why this popped up, but I have this question. Do you think people de-associating from their emotions and their feelings often links to mother wound, or not
I think it
necessarily?
can be both mother
Both.
wound and father wound, because you will learn that certain emotions are not accepted. So I suppress them. I see that a lot with kids. When they cry or when they react angry, they're punished. So they learn that it's not good to have this emotion. It's not suitable right now. So I learn to have it less and less. And then later in life, I learn, let's say as a man, many men are told that it's weak to cry. Stop that, man up. So later in life, they have issues showing emotions, right? Men usually cannot cry, or they're so ashamed. Sometimes I have them in the sessions, they cry and they apologize. So I tell them, why do you cry? Tears are the most magnificent thing our body can produce. Do you know that in our tears are painkillers? There's painkiller inside the tear. So when you cry, it goes into your skin absorbs that back, and it's soothing. So yeah, we need to allow our kids to be who they are, to feel their emotions. We need to be confident enough to show our emotions. And one thing I learned during coaching is I was always that hyper independent woman. I wouldn't show my weakness because I was very scared to be penalized for it. Or then my colleagues who were mainly male, they will take over, they will dominate me. But I realized that showing that I'm hurt and showing my emotions, showing that sometimes I'm weak, that's true strength. If you can show that you're hurt and not be shy for it, that's utmost level of strength, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because what can hurt you if you don't mind to say, yes, I feel sad, I feel hurt? So what? It's a different level of trying to hide that with shame. So yeah, let's all get a bit more complete, integrate our parts, work with your shadow parts, work with your abundant parts, with your inner children. It's so powerful. And I'm in love with this work.
Something that is also coming up to my mind a lot, um, rejection, fear of rejection,
Mm.
and like not being fully ourselves because we might be rejected, or not speaking truth because what if they say? And that also links back to fear of judgment. So, what is the correlationship between them, and what is the final layer when we talk about rejection and judgment? What are we actually scared of beneath all of that?
We are scared of that we are not good enough. So there will be the underlying belief, I'm not good as I am. And again, that comes from childhood, often from a mother wound, that if your mom was herself very controlled and would tell you, no, this is not good enough, you have to do better, we need better grades, we need you different. Why can you not be like your sister, for example? Why can you not be like your brother? So you will always have the feeling that I'm just not right, I'm just not good enough. So you have that fundamental belief. So whatever happens later in life, you will extremely react to it in terms of being so scared of rejection.
So we go back to mother wound and fear of judgment.
Yeah, so when your mom was emotionally available and if she was there for you to hold space for you and teach you to how explore different emotions, and that it's okay, that I love you. I didn't like your behavior, but I love you no matter what you do. You will grow up with a security within yourself that is unique. So no matter what people in the outside will say, you will know that you are perfect exactly as you are. So yeah, telling your children that you are perfect exactly as you are is good. A lot of people think, no, I might spoil them too much. Love can never be too much. It's just a self confidence will be strong enough. Doesn't mean I cannot be disciplined, because you will teach me that as well. You will discipline me in a loving way. It doesn't need always to hurt, right? But this is where we have to unlearn what we have learned when we were little and learn a new way.
Yes. طيب, I have also an interesting question where I was asked this before. Since we live in a life with interacting with people all the time, we're not living alone on the planet, right? And we keep on saying, yeah, your core issues is that there are unmet needs.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling insecure about being loved, about feeling safe, about significance, all of that. For me, I still don't get how is it possible to keep on fulfilling my own needs. Let's say parents didn't know any better, and okay, I have a bit of a gap when it comes to safety and love and connection. And I'm coping with it with other things. Like we see alcohol, sometimes being addicted to certain things, food, so
Mm-hmm.
many things, cheating even. Is it really truly possible that we can actually meet our own needs fully and not need other people to
No,
fulfill that?
that's an
No.
absolute illusion. I know a lot of people say that, but no, we are tribal. We were
Yeah.
born to be with people. So if your wound is that isolation, you have to heal with people. Even if it starts like you just sitting in a coffee shop and there's other people. So you come out of that self isolation. No, you need people. Love and connection is one of the highest needs. And it's love and connection from other people. Yes, of course, you love yourself. Connect to your inner parts. Do that work. But you need healthy connection in the outside. And you see that even in animals. If I take animals and I, like parrots, and I let them live alone, they die miserably because they need their counterparts. We are tribal too. So it's an illusion that I can do it all alone.
Yeah.
I was very long there, and I always thought I can do it all alone. And then when I started this work, I realized it's my biggest wound, it's my biggest blind spot.
Right. And how do we work on it in family or systematic constellation needs specifically? If I come to you as a client and I tell you, Tina, I lack feeling safe.
Okay, so I will go to the root cause to see where is that
Okay.
coming from. Often it takes us back to mom.
Mm.
If you as a baby were split from your mom in the first 3 months, let's say she had to go back to work, it's a major trauma for you. Your body thinks you're still an organ of your mom.
Mhm.
If I'm split from you physically, then I have that fear that I might die alone. A lot of people have this fear. How many people random ask them, are you afraid of dying alone? They'll be like, yeah. It comes from that. Now, when you were born, the immediate moment after birth, you should come onto your mother's chest. Even that, most people didn't get. So we will already have a gap in that connection. We will have the first fear of dying in that moment because, again, you think you're an organ, you were taken away, what's happening, insecurity. So we have to let that go. So often you do breath work to do rebirthing or water flow therapy where you float in water, somebody holds you. You have to learn to completely let go again. Teach your body that completely letting go is safe. Because it's an illusion that when you are in control, like when I make a plan and I have everything set out, then I'm safe. But that's a big illusion. Life usually pans out totally different. And even if you make a plan, things happen randomly. What you need to develop is trust in life. So the question to you is, do you trust yourself? Do you trust life? Do you trust that life will take care of you? And that gives you an answer about, do you trust your mother?
It's interesting because I literally wrote down those 3 questions today for me to get back to. Yes,
Wow.
at some point. I have 2 questions, speaking of that. The first one is, do you advise us to always go back to the birth to see? Because I think majority of birth, like delivery, is traumatic.
Yeah.
Even like maybe that's again a generalization from my side. I had a very healthy delivery the first time, and I'm very aware that my second wasn't. And I can see it in my son the first month where he was crying so much and had, remember when I told you, had the colics?
Yeah.
And then I dealt with that in a way where I allowed him to release. So, do you advise everyone to go and explore their birth?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
very interesting to ask your mom, how was I born? How was I delivered? Was it normal? What happened? Some limiting beliefs, some fears are still there from that moment because, it is life coming to this planet, coming through your mother. There is a struggle, there is a fight, there is a moment where The baby will think unconsciously that it's dying, and then there is a light, and there's mama's warmth and the smell and the love and all of that. So if I didn't have that, yeah, there will be a gap. But like you beautifully explained, if my mom then was constantly available for me after, I always had body to body contact. I was, breastfed. Then you usually close that wound. So even if the birth wasn't ideal, by mom being constantly available, your system recalibrated, your nervous system adjusted, and I learned that I'm safe. The problem and the trouble is if it continues. Now, if mom also, let's say, develops a post birth,
Postpartum.
postpartum depression, and then is emotionally not available. So then it becomes a bigger and bigger gap. So we do something in Constellation that we call the interrupted forward movement, where in a constellation, you as your facilitator, you will take the role of child and mother, and your mother will hold you. And that sounds easy, but usually it's huge resistance. People get very angry till they finally let all the pain and grief come up. So it's very releasing. So yes, please, if you can, go and do such a session and allow that love to flow back into your life. Take life in. Often reject life even because of that.
Yeah. My second question is on I agree with what you said, and sometimes circumstances happens in life where I need to go back to work, and I think this is the majority of women nowadays is that they need to work, make money, etc., etc. How can we compensate that phase with our children?
So when you come back home, to be available, to really be available and not be still with your thoughts in the office. I still have to do this. Be available so he knows that, okay, she's now back home. So she's here for me, and I have all the time in the world for you till he has to sleep, which most likely is very soon, but
Yeah.
at
But
least
at
be
least
available.
an hour, I mean.
Yes. And of course, make sure you have a very loving nanny that is another female person that is available for him or her. I think choosing the right people to be with your child is also so important. And dad also, we always talk about mom, but dad is such an important caretaker. So if you have less time, maybe dad can have a little more time. So he at least feels very safe, very protected. He gets all the love from you, and that's it. I think, like you said, life happens. We live normal lives. We do our best. Really, Sarah, we need you only to do your best, and that's it.
And that's it. And I think the most important thing is actually to meet their needs when they are in that age, and that's it. Doesn't mean that I need to work to be perfect 24 hours with them, with my
It's not
kids, with work,
possible.
and, right?
Yeah.
It's not possible. So just making sure I'm meeting their needs by providing love, providing safety, being there as a family.
And love is most important.
Love, I feel love is what makes
Yeah,
the
it's
massive
healing.
difference.
Like Einstein said, love is the answer.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It's true. I mean, look at all conflicts we live by nowadays. What if we look at it deeper? If love just shows up in the picture, it's gone. The problem is done.
Yeah, I wish love will show up even more.
Yes, agreed, agreed. Okay. Final question from my side. A healthy motherhood. A healthy type of motherhood. How does it look like? And
So,
the healthy symptoms afterwards.
so you mean when you healed your mother wound, or when you become a mother yourself? Because often, interesting enough, you healing your mother wound while becoming a mom.
Big
Because
time.
yeah, see, suddenly you understand what she went through,
Yes.
what she had to hold, what she delivered, which we couldn't see as a wounded child before, right? We were like, oh, she didn't do A, B, C, and we didn't see what she did. She did so many things to the best of her abilities. So yeah, when becoming a mom, I think step one is you will be more grateful to your own mom. Second, use the chance to invite her back in life to be the grandma and now take care of you. You know how beautiful it is when you just gave birth and your mom can be there to now maybe take care of you. Maybe she couldn't when you were born, but maybe she can now. So create those moments where you actually need your mom, where you actually ask something from your mom. For many of us who were hyper independent, it's so difficult to ask. So make it a practice to ask for something from her. Ask for help, ask for support, ask for food. Whatever it is, mom, come and cook for me. Mom, do this. We have to start asking, because what do kids do? They ask. A 3 months old is not sad or not scared to cry and ask for milk, because that's a reaction, that's a reflex. We have to do the same. We have to start asking mom again. Make space for her to actually be the mom and give us something. Receive. The more you receive from your mom, the more the universe can give you. You will see when you open that channel, it's kind of abundance will flood back into your life. Now, if your mom is not with us anymore and is not alive, then open that channel of kind of talking with her in the other realm, praying for her, imagining her and the other female ancestors, and imagine opening your arms and kind of receiving that loving energy. You know, I couldn't do it when you were here, but now I can. It's never too late, really.
True. And I feel like literally, as you said earlier, the solution of me feeling fulfilled in life and satisfied and happy is literally taking parents to the heart. And I think also religion keeps on saying that, despite of the type of religion, but I think all of us, we look at it from a point, from that point of view.
No, of course, you know, it's said that heaven is on the feet of your mothers.
Yes.
And again, if you take that verbally in Constellation, we see to take your spaces to bow to your mom. So often we bow to their feet because they're bigger and we are smaller. They are the big one, I'm the little one. If I can take that position, life will just flow for me. Everything is just going to find me. You know, that's the law of attraction. Because I'm in balance with that, things will come to me. I don't need to struggle. So just this, you need to understand that if you're struggling in life, something is off. If there's blockages, something is off. You can realign all of that. Take mom into the heart, take dad into the heart, find your balance of your masculine and your feminine, and life will just flow for you. Giving and taking should be in balance. So give as much as you take. Make sure you try to keep that balance. If you're overgiving, reduce it a bit, or increase where you are receiving as well. Ask your friends for something. Practice it on small things every day. It's very healing to do that and to see that, oh, you're actually being held, you're actually being supported.
Yeah. I mean, I know I said it was my final question, but I have
It's
another
all right.
one. I hear a lot about frequency and energy and frequency. Having those ones in the background, father, mother, be it, what is the frequency that I need to be on to experience a healthy relationship, for example, and having a healthy business and attracting more money in my life, and how?
So one of the biggest frequencies that is a game changer is acceptance.
Acceptance.
When we go into non-resistance, I accept what is. And that even in Constellation is rule number 1. Accept what is. Yes, these are my parents. Yes, these are my siblings. Yes, this is my life. Where do I go from here onwards? Instead of saying, this is not good, I don't want this, I don't like this. Accept what is. So acceptance is a big game changer. And then if you have fear to do certain things, courage is kind of a whistleblower. It takes out the glass ceiling. Even if you are scared, see, nobody ever did anything without fear. We all have fear, but we still do it together with fear. So when you step into courage, trying something new that scares you, even if it's just a movement into intimacy, and intimacy, I mean into me, you see. You know, we totally misunderstand what it is. It's when I let a person see me and see my weakness. I was in Sweden a few weeks ago, and I was sitting outside in my Zen moment in a beautiful coffee shop looking at the water, and a guy drives by. I think he went to the hotel, took his luggage, wanted to go, and I saw his t-shirt saying that you are enough. And I really wanted to tell him, amazing t-shirt. But then I was shy. I was thinking, what if he thinks I want to hit on him? What if he thinks, why are you talking to me? What if he rejects me? So I realized my challenge is to go through this fear and just talk to strangers and just say nice things to strangers. So I said, okay, universe, if he doesn't drive in the next 5 seconds, he was sitting in the car, I'm going to go and knock the window. You know, and for me, that's like a bit creepy. People would be like, or I would be like, why are you coming to my window, you know? So I'm sitting, I'm counting like 5, 4, 3, shit, he's still here. He's staying, you know? So I get up, I knock the window. He puts it down, he looks at me a bit strange. And then I'm like, you have such a cool t-shirt. I love it. And he looks at me, he smiles, and he gives me a high five. And I come back feeling a little proud. And I think these are moments that when you heal childhood wounds, when you understand it's okay to reach out to strangers without the worry of them misunderstanding what I want, that I want something, that I need something, whatever it is, it's all right. We are all just here walking each other home. We are all on this journey. I like what I recently read in Louise Hay's book, where she says, when I look at you, you know, and I feel I have judgment or grudge, what I tell myself is, I see the divinity in you. The moment I do that, something shifts. So I see the divinity in you, I see the divinity in me. So I say namaste. My higher self meets your higher self, you know, between all these layers, there is a higher self, there is a soul. And on that level, I think we are all in love and we are all in touch. And it's time to remember that.
This is where equality, I think, clicks for me. I love that. And what you've mentioned also, when we take those courageous steps or we get out of our comfort, this is where we're upgrading or
We
like
are growing.
shifting into the other frequency or the frequency that we want, right?
Yes, and life will always bring you into the next layers where you can grow. So let's say if you have reached a certain level and you're like, wow, this is fantastic, I'm happy here. Things will happen for you to come out of the discomfort and step up again, because it's like a spiral. We don't want to make the same loops all over again. We loop up. So yeah, it's millefeuille, a million layers, and they will keep coming up. But we should enjoy the ride. We
Yes.
are here on this magical planet, you know, with animals and nature, so much to discover, including our own emotions.
True.
So yeah, it's a ride, and I think let's enjoy the ride.
Let's enjoy it. Okay, for the closing, what message would you give for people who still hold so much resentment and anger towards their parents?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question, because when I post these kind of podcasts and videos, I often also get a lot of rude comments and so many angry comments. And look, please feel seen. I see you. I see your pain. It's not an invalidation of your pain that I'm telling you to make peace. But you know what Buddha used to say? When you still hold grudge, and that's such a low frequency, so you cannot attract beautiful things. You will attract only anger, resentment, loss, fear on that level. So Buddha used to say, when you mix that glass of poison because you're so angry with somebody else, you know, you're mixing it for them, but then you end up drinking it yourself. That's what you do when you don't allow yourself that self-forgiveness, that stepping out of the moment, that letting go. So, you know, in Constellation, what's very important is to voice all the emotions and then make peace. So how we do that is, I look, let's say, at my parent or at my ex, and I say, it was a horrible experience. I'm really so angry with you. I'm so angry. I don't forgive you and I will never forgive you, but I let it go. I leave the responsibility for that with you. I leave all of that anger with you. Let's say if it is a parent who hurt you, I leave all of that with you. I take life from you. I say yes to life from you, but I leave the responsibility for what you did with you. I walk free, and then I turn and I walk into my life. This is not rejection. Please don't understand that forgiveness in Constellation is nothing we really do. We say forgiveness makes you bigger. You feel now bigger. We cannot take that bigger space like, I forgive you. That means I put myself in a superior position. No, I step back into the child. I am allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to feel
Acceptance.
resentment. Yeah, but I accept. I say yes. And it's over at the same time. So from here, I can step into my life free. So yes, I leave that with you. I am angry still. I still give you a space in my heart. And I walk free.
I love that.
So yes, I see you, I see your pain, and you can do it. If I did it, you can do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. It's always amazing to sit with you. There is always something to learn and to upgrade and shift and grow. So yeah,
Same here. Thank you.
Thank
I love these conversations.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.